We're building the world's cheapest paint booth in this episode for a couple reasons. One, I'm poor. And two, I have all this wood laying around. This was in a bundle that's pretty moldy that I've had forever that I think I paid before wood prices went up. Not a lot of money for it. Maybe less than 25 bucks, I think. These are like 1x1s and they are old. What I plan is I'm going to run these guys, which don't stretch to my rafters, but they get close. So I'm going to cut a couple of them, like 1 foot pieces. We'll screw them together and then we'll hang those up around it. I'm not going to have a ton of room to spray. That's the goal. We're going to run maybe 3 or 4 of them on each side. Got to do my math. And then I'm going to run it I'm going to make the booth probably right around where the Suburban is now. My side-by-side's outside. It's kind of snowing, so I'd like to get it inside. But I'm going to build the booth right there, and then I'll be able to drive in and out of it. But it'll be up. Let's build the world's cheapest paint booth. I'm sure you can do it cheaper, but I'm doing it as cheap as I can. Okay? Okay. A couple things you're going to need. This stuff. I got 1 foot or 10 feet by 100 foot. I got an old tarp. Well, we'll call it an old tarp. I had an old tarp I could have used, but I splurged. So we're going to pretend like this doesn't cost anything because everyone's got an old tarp laying around. We needed ours for our chicken coop. And then I got some more of this stuff, which I might not use. So I'm not going to include this until I need to. This is just for the floor. I don't feel like mopping my floor because I'm lazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that down under where the Suburban is going to be for the paint job once I'm ready to paint. And then the sides will come down, front will come down, back will come down. We'll create some sort of draft going out my garage so I don't blind myself or intoxicated. If your garage isn't as tall as mine, this might be a little easier for you guys. These 8-foot things will work better. Mine's 10 foot, so I got to cut. You do the math. 2.5 feet off a couple of them. Stitch it to the other ones. I might just even duct tape it to make it cheaper. Run it up there, and we're good. So what I'm going to do is knock this out off camera real fast, and then I'll show you guys how it panned out, okay? Okay. I love it when a plan starts coming together. I'll show you here. All right. Don't mind my workbench, aka race car. That's pillar number 1. I think I made 6, so I'm probably going to make 2 more for sure, and they're going to run... All it is a 1x1 with these 1x2 or whatever they are. Cheapest wood I can get at Home Depot. These were all like basically 70% off because they were warped, but they'll hold some plastic up. These, I think, like I said yesterday, I spent maybe 20 bucks on. So between that and the plastic, we're still under $100. And that was the goal. So I'll get these all up. I'm trying to decide where I want to put the booth in my shop because, as you can tell, it's like a two deep shop, which is cool, except when you're trying to vent everything out. I mean, I could use this window, but I got garbage over there. I don't want to blow dust into it. And I want like a draft that goes that way. So I can crack the garage door about 1 foot or 2, put some filters, run some air. That's my goal at least. So I'm going to try to figure that out. But in the meantime, I'm just going to build a big old booth and then we'll decide from there. Okay, as you can tell, there's this one here and this one here. So that's about as wide as it's going to be. It's going to be actually wider than I thought. So I can just steer the Suburban in and get it centered-ish. I don't need a ton of room to prime. I'm not super worried about it. But as you can tell with my hoarding of junk that I could probably just clean up, but that makes way too much sense. And then my tire machine sticks out a little bit. So I want to get the Suburban this way. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. I'll show you guys when I get all these posts up. All right, structure's built. See that? Cheap. Like basically almost free. All right, what I'm going to do next is I'm probably going to add maybe 2 more on this end or probably on this end. Bring it up so I can bring the Suburban this way. And then that way my draft, I can get it at least close to the garage door. I can use those insulations as like a tunnel to spray or to push the overspray out when my garage is cracked and they're insulated. So that should be good. We'll just tape those together and send it. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. These are going to maybe move around just a tad. This is obviously not some show quality paint job, but I want it nice. I worked really hard on this thing, so I want it to be mediocre at best. Mostly just working on paint booth though. That's why you're watching this video. I'm painting a gigantic vehicle in this paint booth. It's got to be a decent paint booth. So my goal or my plan back here, obviously I'll move this junk out of the way. I got all this dead space right here. So what it's going to be is it'll probably drape down and then or it'll come to an end here where these are, and then I'll push the Suburban forward and I'll run that tunnel. I haven't quite decided yet because frankly, I just don't know. So bear with me. The floor's a little dusty and I've cleaned and cleaned and cleaned, and I know the trick where you can wet it down, but I don't really want to do that. It's 28 degrees right now outside, so the least amount of moisture in here, the better. All right, it's like a scene from Dexter. We got, I stapled up there, and I'm gonna go down here and staple. The reason I left that gap right there, you can see the old siding to my house when it was white, is so this will reach the floor. It's a 10-foot piece, and my roof, or sorry, my rafters are at 10 feet exactly, so there'd be like a little tiny gap. And if I take it down 8 inches, it doesn't really kill my height too bad. And then I'll run a piece basically along the rafters and then come down to those. So we are making progress. I'm gonna put it on time lapse here, and then you guys can kind of see my theory and how this should work. I'm only gonna staple, I think, up there initially, and then down below I might staple like one because I want to be able to pull it out and maybe reuse this stuff. Got a wall up. Woohoo! All right, we got one wall up. I'm gonna just put this whole thing together and then I'll show you guys the outcome. And then we're gonna use it and see how good she works. As you can tell, it's a little snug in here. Snugger than I thought. That's all right. I'm not always gonna be painting a gigantic Suburban. So when I paint this down the line, well, it's just as wide, but it's obviously not as tall. This booth should work out fine. Yeah, cool. Figured I'd give you guys a little update. I don't know if it's a scene from Dexter or a paint booth, but just look. That's a nice looking Suburban. Anyways, so I got most of it up. I got to tape these seams up here. And yeah, that was a process. Lots of staples. I stapled it into my rafters across the top there. And then I ran these, you guys saw earlier, I ran these beams down. I burnt my hand with coffee, so that was fun. I don't know if I left myself enough slack in that one. So that one may look real bad, but once I get these up, I'm trying to find a tape that works. The only thing that I can get to work is like this green masking tape here. That seems to be the only thing able to seal it. So yeah, I'm just trying to do that. I got to build like my little wind tunnel out here to blow all the gunk out of the door. And then, yeah, it's coming along nicely though. I mean, looking like a paint booth, which is pretty cool. So I guess I'll keep building it and then I'll give you guys a tour of it when it's totally finished, and we'll do a cost breakdown. Probably smart to pull this out and then build it with this outside, but the weather's questionable today, so yeah, keep going. Whoop. All right, I'd say she's pretty close. I got to back the Suburban up just a tick. I got pretty much the whole thing sealed up with tape, except up here. That piece is going to be a butthead because, well, it's right in the middle of the shop and now it's raining outside, so that might just go unsealed. The rest of it's pretty well sealed. I need to run a vacuum on that light, pull some dust off of it, maybe up in that area to pull whatever's going to fall out of there out. Right here, that wood is to build kind of a goofy exhaust system. I'm going to run out my door. I'm going to build like a little, basically just like a chicken run type thing. And then it'll probably just blow paint on my shop floor out there, but it won't be in here. I also, go Mariners, bought this this deal here. The wife needed a fan, so I'm not even gonna, our fan went to cahoots. So I bought this bad boy to use in the house. Little does she know I'm gonna use it to paint my Suburban, but that's all right. Bought these filters. So I'll run one mostly over this, I guess. Whatever. And then this one will go in front of the blower fan. It's like one of those rug fans that's gonna go in front of the old burb. Once I get this thing taped off, I'm going to spray tonight is my goal. So we're going to clean it, tape it, clean it again, and then get some primer down. Looks like a haunted house in here. A paint booth made of nightmares. We're ready to throw some primer down. Now I know there's probably shops guys that are going to lose their mind because it's a little papery down here, and you're probably right. Probably should have picked those up, but my back hurts. I've been working on this all day and I'm tired, and I need to get it done so I can get my other rig in my garage. So we are ready. We're prepped. I've wiped the whole thing down with wax and grease remover. I've cleaned it. We're good to throw a coat of primer down. I mean, to the point where I got paper towel in there. This truck was dusty. I should have washed it before I brought it in here 4 months ago, but I didn't. So here we are. However, it's time to prime. So I'm going to try to set this up so you guys can watch, but I don't want to get paint all over my phone. So I got a ventilation system too. There's a fan down there, which obviously I got to fix this situation. And there's a box fan out there that has an exhaust thing going out of my shop and into the driveway with some filters over them. Once I put the filters over them, we're good to go. So all right, well, I got my ladder out here because I got to start with the roof on this side because I think that'd be the easiest way to do it. We'll get after it. Well, the ventilating, I have a headache. The ventilation wasn't ventilating very well, as you can tell by that. But guys, it's finally in high build primer. One color. All right, it's still, you can see it's still wet on the hood. I did 2 coats, probably should do more, but for right now I'm just doing 2. I gotta find a better way to mix. Better theory, method, whatever you wanna call it. My brain is smoked. Yeah, so, well, we have started the chemical bonding process. It's turned out pretty good. I'll walk you guys around it. Can't promise when I pull this tape off, the window's not gonna be gray and everything else, but of course the booth is bigger. Turned out pretty good. Couple spots, dings that I've found so far, just, man, that's not good. The high build's kind of weird in some spots, but we're going to sand it off. We're going to let it harden up. I got to boost the heat up here. I just did 1 coat up top because I'm not going to bodywork that too much. But yeah, I can say that I am excited about it. The fan is working. It was that color, now it's that color, so pretty obvious it's working. It took me a few hours. See, you can see a couple dings here now. I didn't notice those before, so that's a good skim coat of Bondo, and we will be good. But yeah, I'm stoked. Whew. I would have showed you guys the process, but you can still see it's pretty foggy in here from the lack of ventilation. So I'm gonna shut my garage, turn the heat up, and let it cook. All right, let's do that. Got tape off this side. Man, I can honestly say I'm not super upset with my rushed little primer job to try to get some color on this thing. Or I guess to protect the bare metal. Don't mind the mess in my shop. Did have a little mishap, but that happens to the best of us. We'll fix that or repair that or something. Yeah, I'm super stoked. Not mad at all. Okay with this. Don't mind the flowers and the echo. Quick cost breakdown of the paint booth. I forgot to do that in the shop, and it's late, and, well, I gotta be kind of quiet. The kids are sleeping. So, with the plastic being about this is a rough estimate. I didn't keep the receipts. Plastic being about $60, wood $25, tape $9, screws about $7. I used less than that. Staples about $5 worth of staples. Nice painting, by the way. $106 is what I used, give or take about $15. And then not to include the fan, the tape, and the tarp that I didn't end up using that I should have used, that I'll probably use on the paint booth when I paint it. That's another $47. So all in all, it was $153, give or take $20, we'll say. So up to 173, maybe down to like 133. So I'll say that's a win. I can't complain. That's got to be cheaper on the paint booth world around the things. It didn't work super great. I had a lot of the overspray landing on it, so the hood right now feels like sandpaper. So we'll just sand it more. Okay, thought I'd do that. Sorry, it's in my bathroom. All right, guys, with that being said, I think this is going to wrap this video up. I think we're at a good stopping point for the day, for the week, for the month, for the year. whatever you want to call it. We're gonna get this thing rolling. I'm excited about it again because now I've made a big step. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. That's cool. Do that, you know. All right, well, Brand 5 Garage out. I'm going on a road trip. Bye.